Welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I am, of course, your host. Who else but The Natty Teacher? Today, looking forward to it. We got a leg day, our second leg day of this training week. As you guys know, current split. I know I have a handful of new subscribers over the last day or so. It's awesome. Welcome, first and foremost. Second of all, just so you guys know, and I know my current subscribers already know this one if they've kept up with the videos. But current split is a push, pull, legs, rest, repeat. Okay, so today's legs is my second round of push, pull, legs, which means I have a rest day tomorrow. And tomorrow's rest day is a full-blown rest day. So here's how I usually do it, just for brief explanation. I know everybody wants to know everybody's splits and all that kind of stuff, so let me sum it up real quick. On my push and pull days, I have 4 of them in that 8-day period. I do cardio in the morning fasted and also some direct core work, usually in the form of just stomach vacuums, 5 to 10 rounds of stomach vacuums, keep the core nice and tight, usually closer to 10 rounds now. On my leg days, no cardio. So just kind of, look, you could absolutely do cardio on leg days. For me, it's more of just a mental thing in the off season, really trying to bring up my legs of like as much energy as I can put into my actual training. The more energy I can put into it, the better, put it that way. The more I can give in the gym, with the weight is what I'd rather focus more on that than trying to do extra cardio, even though it's very minimal. Try to keep as much wear and tear off the legs before and or after my training, on those days. So no cardio on those days. On my first rest day of the week, so push, pull, legs, rest, that first rest day, I tend to do cardio on that day as well. So basically I do cardio 5 days out of my 8-day training block. So again, cardio, push and pull, no cardio on leg day. First rest day, do have cardio. And then push and pull, cardio, legs, no cardio. And then tomorrow is my full-blown rest day, which is no cardio. So 5 total days of cardio within my 8-day training week, just 20-minute sessions on the bike. And push, pull, legs, rest, repeat with different movements and stuff like that. So just to kind of keep it fresh, keep it interesting, and give me more things to progress. It's fun. I really like it that way. You don't have to. You could literally do the same movements back to back. Like you could do like push, pull, legs, rest, and then do the exact same workouts again if you want to. Totally fine. For me, I like to have some variety. A lot of same angles, same movement patterns, just different, forms of those movement patterns is all. Different machines, different free weight stuff, all that kind of fun jazz. So anyways, for our leg session on the docket today, and hopefully that's helpful. If you do have any questions about my split, why I do it, what I've seen benefit-wise from it, what have you, please feel free to drop that down in the comment section below. I'm not a retainer of information, meaning I don't just like keep all that information to myself. I absolutely will share that information with you for free. Like that is not something that I would not try to help you guys out with. So if you do have any questions specific to my split or anything like that, drop it down in the comment section below. I will make sure to respond to it when I see it. But anyways, getting off a little off topic, but hopefully still helpful for you all the same. For the training session today, what do we got on the docket? Well, we're going to get in there, do a little mobility work. I have found for me, walking lunges have become the ultimate warm-up exercise for me. They are awesome. Even just body weight, but really sitting in those stretched positions, like not rushing the reps, and really, really sitting in those, get the knee all the way to the floor, really get those legs nice and spaced out, and bring that knee up over the toe. I'll do a couple rounds of walking lunges. Usually I'll hop on this treadmill as well. So I'll hop on the treadmill for 5-7 minutes, usually 5 minutes or so. It's just like the highest incline, maybe at 2.5 miles an hour, just to kind of get those joints lubricated a little bit, and then do some walking lunges, and then start to warm up with lying hamstring curls. You don't need a crazy warm up if you're not starting with squatting, in my opinion, or leg pressing. I would definitely do some additional warm-ups if I was jumping right into a hack squat, barbell squat, Smith squat, whatever, any kind of squatting pattern or leg pressing pattern. I would probably do some extra mobility work. But because I am jumping into an exercise like lying hamstring curls, that actually kind of doubles as my mobility work as well. So I really dig that. So after mobility work, lying hamstring curls will be our first exercise on the docket. We have 3 working sets there. Then after lying hamstring curls, we will have our leg press, but it is a close foot leg press, very much so with the toes on the lower end of the platform, really focusing on loading the quads, loading the crap out of the quads, causing as much healthy knee flexion as possible without trying to like hurt the knees, put it that way. Like if it starts to bug your knees, we're doing a little too much. But trying to get as deep of a range of motion as possible and really stretch out those quads. So we'll have 2 working sets there. Then we'll move into our hinging movement for the week. I have found I really connect well with stiff-legged deadlifts with the barbell. So I'll do 2 working sets of barbell stiff-legged deadlifts. And then after that, I will jump into single leg extensions. We have 2 working sets there. And then we have 3 working sets of some toe press, some real heavy loaded toe press. So that's the session. Pretty straightforward, guys. Nothing super fancy. But nice variety for my first leg session of the week. So anyways, I'm going to get in there, get warmed up, get ready to rock and roll, and enjoy my little sweet treat since this is a little bit of a drive. Get a little extra caffeine in for the day, and also I just love the taste of it, especially for me. I'm a very boring guy. I don't really have a lot of treats, maybe like rice cakes and fruit, in the off season. I don't really have a whole lot of like I'm not like a chocolate guy or a cookie guy or whatever. I just don't really have a hankering for it very often. But I do get my sweet intake in through energy drinks, I'll tell you that. I drink quite a bit of water and energy drinks. Those are really the only fluids I have. Maybe some kombucha, maybe once or twice a week at the most. Usually just once, if even that, actually. So, my all-time favorite energy drink, okay, as far as flavor, all that kind of fun jazz, absolutely has to be the Brain Sour Gummy Worm, if you can see this bad boy here. Ooh, boy. That stuff is awesome. Super good. So I'm going to enjoy this. Give it some time to settle in. I don't usually like to have a lot of caffeine before I work out. Usually if it's at least a half hour, 45 minutes before I work out, or maybe a little more, that's fine. But I don't like to take it with like my direct pre-workout. Like I still will take my normal pre-workout when I get to the gym, as it's a non-stim. There's a lot of other ingredients as well in it that really help expedite blood flow, all that kind of fun jazz. But anyways, so I'm gonna have this. Chug this down, enjoy it, probably tune on to a podcast or something, kind of just relax and get ready to rock and roll. And first thing you guys will see is top set of lying hamstring curls. That's coming at you right about now. All right, so to get us started here, we got some lying hamstring curls. Now, it's funny, I am actually doing a voiceover for this video, 2 sessions. Two more like sessions like this leg B workout later, so a couple weeks later. So looking back, it's funny to see some of the progress that I've made even in just the last couple weeks. That's awesome to see. So at this point in these sessions, I was still doing 3 working sets of lying hamstring curls to start. I've actually been doing 2, a top and a back off set, as of like today, for example. But again, keeping that top set in between that 8 to 10 rep range, and then that back off set in between that 10 to 12, 10 to 15 rep range or so. That seems to work really well for me, especially as I've gotten stronger and stronger here. But in this one, did do 3 working sets, felt really good, and yeah, just getting very strong on lying hamstring curls. We're using weights that I've never even gotten close to in the past, so I'm very excited for the continued progress in this particular movement for sure. And hey, going from there. So again, 3 working sets here in this particular session. Just know now, a couple weeks later, it was 2 working sets, top set and a back off set, like I've been utilizing for a lot of my other training. So just to kind of keep you guys privy to where I am at currently. So again, lying hamstring curls is an exercise too where I like to really squeeze as much out of it as possible. Then we got some close foot leg press. I will say that even with this session now, this weight I was using here has now actually become my back off set weight. So I was really happy with that. Again, leg press, I will say that for the most part, I'd say that 8 to 12, 8 to 15 rep range or so with most leg exercises, honestly, is kind of the sweet spot. Not to say that a set of 5 or 6 is terrible, but for a lot of leg movements, I have found that using high weight with also relatively medium to high reps is slightly more beneficial as far as like longevity goes and keeping a little bit extra tension off of the knees and all that kind of fun jazz. So I don't remember exactly what I got here for this particular set, but I believe I know at least 10, but actually might have been higher than that. I can't remember. This one might have been my I can't remember if this is my top or my back off, or like my first or second set. I was using the same weight for both at this point. Like today's session, I actually went pretty heavy and did a set of 8, and so then I did drop the weight
by 35 pounds and did a back off set for 13 with the session that I did today. But this one was just 2 working sets, both with the same top weight. Again, keeping everything in that 10 to 12, 8 to 12, or slightly more rep range or so. Seems to work really, really well. Again, this close foot stance is absolutely meant to really bias the quads more than anything. So yeah, super happy with this one and with the progress I've made even in the last couple weeks on this one. So just with these sessions in general. Then 2 working sets of barbell stiff-legged deadlifts. I believe, what are we pulling here? I believe we have, this is 345. Yeah. And I can't remember this with this one being 2 weeks ago. This session was somewhere between 8 and 10 reps with 345, maybe even 9. You know what? This one might have been 9. Yeah. But stiff-legged deadlifts are one that I'm getting pretty dang strong with, man. I'll tell you what, I'm very happy with that continued progress. In today's session, I actually kind of took like a leap of faith and went up to 365 because today's session is immediately prior to a rest day and then also a deload week. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going balls to the wall, trying some weights I haven't used before and utilize them in my next heavy training block. And I rocked out 365 for a set of 6. So I was happy with that. So this one, again, being 20 pounds lighter, I believe somewhere between 8 and 10 reps. I know for a fact that in the session after this one, my next leg B session after this one, I did hit 345 for a set of 10 because then I went up from there. So then some single leg extensions. We have finally broken into the triple digits. Not in this session. This session was close. I want to say this was like, let me see here. I can tell you right off the rip. I believe that's 92.5 pounds per leg. Now, you got to remember, that's on not a pin loaded. You know, for a pin loaded, you might as well add another, honestly, 30 to 50 pounds on that. The tension on these bad boys with the plate loaded is crazy. But again, 2 working sets here, keeping everything in that 8 to 12 rep range or so. We're really closer to like 8 to 10. But we did break into the triple digits these last couple weeks. So
leg B session in the freaking books. And man, yet again, the streak continues. Phenomenal workout. The only thing that bugged me about today, and it wasn't even like I would have been totally fine and would have still, I guaranteed, made like, forward progression. But I totally forgot to load 2 more 5-pound plates and then 2.5 plates on my calf raise at the end. Like I had like already kind of preloaded a fair amount of weight, but I totally forgot to load that weight on the machine. Either that or I had loaded the 2.5s on there. I'm not sure. I might have loaded the 2.5s all on one side. I couldn't remember. I just pretended like I didn't just to be safe because I didn't want to like right over the weight. So I was actually 5 pounds less than I normally would use last week on the calves. I did add a rep to my top set and then rep matched my other 2 sets. So I guess, not bad. Like I did add a rep to the top set, but I was slightly lighter. But next week we will absolutely not forget to add that weight. But I got my twin here, my mini, in the back seat. I think she's singing Sesame Street. Yeah, it is. Gotta love it. So that is one of the big perks of working out at that at the basement gym. Because there's a couple days per week where my daughter's already there, being babysat by my parents. And so I can just, get to see her. She comes down when I'm working out, and then I get to drive her home and all that. And, we get to listen to some music and, chat a little and hang out. It's a wonderful thing. So, but yeah, that was the only thing. Everything else, though, was like added weight, reps, both. It was phenomenal. I mean, I went up another 30 pounds on my close foot leg press from last week. And, to rep match both working sets. I was like, sweet. I will say the second working set was definitely more challenging than the second working set last week for sure. I would say probably the top working set was too, at least by a little bit. But it also was 30 pounds heavier, so that would be why. But well-earned rest day tomorrow. Excited to have a nice full rest day tomorrow. No cardio or core. And just again excited to have that time tomorrow. It's always a good feeling earning that, so to speak. You got to earn your rest days, in my opinion. You really do. So regardless, great session. Had a lot of fun with that one. Again, very challenging. Definitely can tell my body is definitely can tell my body is getting to that point where the undertones of a deload are starting to slowly creep in. I can tell there's just that extra oomph is, I would say it was definitely there, but like I had to kind of like I had to access it a little bit more today, put it that way. Like mentally I had to lock in a little bit more, which ain't a bad thing. But there's some workouts, where you don't even, you get to a point where you don't even think about it, and just everything goes up and forms really good, and you connect well with the muscle, and this was one of those workouts for sure, but I did have to kind of lock in even a little extra, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with a little extra locking in from time to time for sure. So, regardless, yeah, man, that's about all I got. I can rant and rave forever, but, no need. I will. Oh, there's my fuel indicator. I gotta get some gas. But yeah, no need to do that. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. Hey, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the continued growth of our channel. So thank you so much. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Drop any comments, questions, or feedback you got down in the comments section below. When I see them, I will respond to them. I promise you that. Make sure you like and share the video. If you didn't like it, obviously don't. But if you did like it, drop that like. Share the video. Let your friends know about the Natty teacher. Okay? But anyways, hey, most importantly, guys, God bless. Give him a little extra thanks today. It's an awesome thing. And for myself, the Natty teacher, and from the entire Natty family, this episode of Road to Natty Pro is out. I will catch y'all on the next one.